Hey there, folks, and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival. And I did a lot of work off-screen, mostly just breaking down this ship and refining what we had into usable material. So, in fact, there's a little bit more. We'll throw some that in there. I did find some cobalt on the asteroid, too, so I'm going to throw that in there. I'll show you where the cobalt's located. And this is all just from, well, what we had inside of our cargo containers, and this is all of the stuff that I managed to salvage and scrap so far. As you can tell, if I rotate over, a lot of the engine bay is gone. I got rid of the large hydrogen tank, number of the thrusters, a lot of the conveyors, and I may be getting rid of these engines sometime soon. I may keep one of these so that I can throw a hydrogen-oxygen generator on here and then it can charge back up. But first we need to find some ice, which I have not found yet. And here's more stuff that we got. I'm actually going to grab some scrap metal. We'll deposit what we have. And also, we're going to grab our stone, wherever we put our stone. I think it's in here. Yep. And we're going to start refining the stone, because the stone will give us some good resources too. There we go. Let's throw the stone in there. And as you can see, the scrap metal breaks down into iron, which is great because we're going to need plenty of iron for our station that we're going to be building. And we have actually been under siege. And I don't actually exaggerate when I say that. We have had numerous pirate ships try to attack us, but thanks to... Yep, see? Speak of the devil. There's another one. But because of these guys, they're actually relatively protected. I should turn down the range on this because right now they're just shooting, well, stone, which is wasting our... Here, we'll go down to 250. It's just wasting our ammunition at this point. So we'll reduce the range so it doesn't try to target things beyond what they can actually see. Make sure we still have some... Okay, well, we ran out of ammunition because of my oversight there, so I'm going to grab some... I don't remember where I put it. It might be in here. No, but we have, we actually do have uranium. We should put that in the refinery. I'm not sure if the basic refinery can break that down, but, well, we do have enough uranium for now. This thing, this ship, in its current configuration, still has a couple hours worth of fuel left on it. And this ship, on the other hand, is actually running out of battery power, so we're gonna have to keep that in mind. So, as you can see, we got plenty of gravel from breaking down the rock, but we also got some nickel and silicon and iron, which is nice. And one of the things that we're going to do this episode is we are going to construct our base. We have just about everything we need. Let me get some interior components. I don't need this many. Well, just 500 of those can go back. And we need some interior plate, because we're going to make some interior plates, obviously, for our base. And we're also going to put some batteries and stuff on this, but let's start off by simply constructing what we do have. And I'm just going to place these down, and then in a montage sequence we will finish building it. We're going to have a couple of windows here. That is, actually, my mistake. I'm going to move that. We'll put the window there, and there's going to be a door right here. Put another door there, some windows here, and there we go. And we're going to make this a relatively tall base because we want it to be able to fit a refinery in it, so that ought to be tall enough. And when I say refinery, I mean a proper large refinery, but we don't have the technology to construct that yet, but we will in the future. So we might as well plan for it. And I'm just going to construct this block because it's going to be impossible to reach otherwise. And same thing with this block. And now that we're starting to frame out our base, we're only going to have a too high window here. No need to have it any bigger. I'm just going to basically frame it out and place where we want our major components inside the base, and then I'm going to go into the montage sequence and actually finish it. Whoop. That's drifting off into space. Yeah, there's another drone sneaking up on us, but thanks to the turrets, well, actually, not thanks to the turrets, I don't have any ammunition in there right now. I did use up the rest of what we had in terms of magnesium to make our ammunition, so we're going to have to try to find some magnesium, otherwise we're going to be out of luck when it comes to trying to fight things. We'll put 15 in each, and we're going to just keep a couple of these in reserve. Okay, there is some ammunition left in there, so we'll put 10 in there. And we'll keep the rest on us in reserve in case we need it, which I'm sure we will. Nope. Another misplaced block. Okay, that guy's not sneaking up on us anymore. Maybe the turrets actually took care of him. Let's grind away those misplaced ones. Okay, so what we're going to want to do, we're going to want to have a beacon in here so that we can go exploring and then locate our base again. So I'm going to put the beacon inside. I want it to be protected. I'm actually going to place it right up here. We're not going to put our refinery back here because we want to have it connected with conveyors to the outside so we can just connect a mining ship to it, transfer the materials. And if it's back here, it's going to be very difficult. So we're going to not do that. Also, I'm not going to have the basic assembler here. This light armor block is not supposed to be there. Oh, now it looks like we're going to need to place some more blocks. Or just... There we go. Okay, so let's start planning out where we're going to put our stuff. Can we actually build a refinery yet? I'm not sure that we can. But what we do need actually is some batteries, because we have solar power, but it will run out from time to time. So we're actually going to place some batteries back here. I believe 3 of them will be enough to power the station. And let's get our refinery and assembler. So we can actually make a proper assembler now, which we will because they make things a lot faster than the basic assembler, which we currently have. And we have a basic refinery, so we're going to go straight to the big old honkin' refinery. And you know what? I'm actually going to not have a door right here, and we're going to put the refinery right here. There we go. I'm going to put the refinery right there. We're going to have windows here, and then we're going to probably have some conveyors and stuff bring stuff to assemblers, which we will, for the time being, we'll only have one, but we will be building multiples eventually. I'm going to space it out so I can build multiples, but right now we're only going to build the bottom one. And then we're going to connect this all with conveyors. Let's also get the glass. I don't know if I can build glass yet. I need to build interior plate first, I believe. Yep, interior blocks. And then once we build interior blocks, we can build the rest. So we'll build an interior block somewhere. In fact, maybe what we can do is have a second floor to this place. Just half of it have a second floor. The rest of this will just be all one large area. And then we'll have some staircases going down. And yeah. we will basically use up all of what we have right now to build this, and we'll be back with you guys when we're done. Alright, and we're back. We got quite a significant amount of work done. We'll show you that. Actually, I'm going to not drop this off in here. However, I will pick up the uranium because we have a proper refinery now, so we can refine that. And more meteor storms. So one thing I did do is I moved the interior turrets from here to up here because I have a better vantage point to shoot things that are incoming. We are unprotected on the bottom, but I will probably address that a little bit later. And we don't really have any ammunition to spare anyways. We need to look for some magnesium before we can do that. Also, I put a hole here so that we can have a conveyor with connectors coming out to the top so we can connect to our soon-to-be mining ship. And here is the refinery. Here is the assembler. There's another assembler up there that we did not finish. We have 2 batteries. If we head up here, well, we need to get a gravity generator so that the gravity is parallel with the staircases, but for now, this will have to do. The beacon is finished. I turned it off. We have a gravity generator here, a medical room here. I didn't finish making that, but we will in due time. And then also, down here, we have a button panel so that we'll be able to control the ship, well, control the station, without having a proper control room. And the control room we just don't have the technology for right now. Also got some doors here, some windows there. And yeah, it's coming along nicely. I'm gonna throw that in there so we can make some uranium, because our small ship that we're gonna make is going to be reactor powered because, well, solar panels, they just don't do very well for a mining ship. Alright, so now that that's done, we're going to head out of here. Wow, there's a lot of meteor storms recently. I'm going to drop off what components we have. I'm also going to drop off the uranium ore in here. And we're going to go show you where that cobalt was. I believe it was over here somewhere. It looks like a ship got obliterated. Might as well pick up the pieces. Yep. So the meteors tend to come from this way, and we are relatively protected, which is awesome, honestly. And this scrap metal will do very nicely because we need that for, well, iron. Okay, where was the... There was cobalt somewhere around here. It's on this side of the asteroid. I know that much. There it is. It's hiding right here. It was really hard to find. I was just flying by it and I saw a little bit of blue. And there it is. So this is cobalt. And well, let's just get a little bit more. Oh, there's not even much there to begin with. Alright, well, so we got what a little teeny tiny... Ow! Whatever that was. Was that an... Oh, you. Of course it wants to, nom us. Alright, let's, if we get some of this stuff ground away, it won't know what to do. Let's get that ion thruster gone. And get the camera gone. There we go. And the remote control, and it will be dead in the water. There we go. Now we can grind away the grinder. Yeah, we've been under attack by these guys for a while, so I think we'll have to eventually, when we have the resources, we will have to make a gunship and take care of them. Alright, well, I'm gonna let this float, or shall I not? No. I would like the uranium that it has, and the reactor components, because we're gonna need them. No? Okay, I guess there was no uranium in there. Either that or it clipped into a block and kind of disappeared. That happens sometimes when it's moving. Or was that the gyroscope? That might have been the gyroscope. Yeah, that was the gyroscope. This is the nuclear reactor. My mistake. There we go. Ooh, 0.63. That's actually a significant amount. And let's see, there might be some good loots in the connector. Sometimes there is. Yeah, there we go. Some steel plate, computers. Yeah, not too bad. I'll take it. Alright, let's head back and drop off our newly gained loots. And we're going to probably want to put a reactor in here if we can at some point. I don't know if we have enough reactor components, and I am going to prioritize a small mining ship above putting a reactor in here. Let's see here. How much power do we have? Stored power, so fully depleted in 12 days, but we're not really doing anything right now. I'm guessing this has been all refined. Yeah, that's been all refined already. One thing that we're going to want to do is we're also going to be putting storage in here, but that'll be a project for another day. We're going to have storage in here, some oxygen tanks, some things that break down water into hydrogen and oxygen, so it'd be a hydrogen and oxygen generator. But that'll be a project for another day. So, I'm going to... Well, that's right. Let's drop it off. And we can drop off the rest of our stuff. And we can put the stone and the cobalt. I'm not sure. I don't think the uranium ore will get refined by the basic refinery, but let's find out. Yep, it won't. The cobalt will, though, and definitely stone. And so will the scrap metal. I'm going to pick up what goods we have in here and put them in our... actually, you know what? I should pick up what we have in here and put it in our regular assembler, because I would like to use that, if at all possible. And I'd like to get away from using this ship so we can grind it all away. So let's throw all the goodies in here. And we'll have to put some storage on here as well. Let's see how quickly we will deplete when this is running. It's using 100% of the power right now. No, I'm sorry. It'll be depleted in 3 hours. So actually, we're pretty good on power right now. So long as we keep on getting sun and our solar panels don't get depleted and our batteries power up, I think we'll be okay. So, there we go. And one thing that I did realize I didn't have, or one thing that I realized that I thought I didn't have, but I actually do have, is inside of here, which is our oxygen and hydrogen generator, there's just a teeny tiny smallest bit of ice. But that allows me to refill my my hydrogen tanks, which is fantastic. And that also means, I think, I'm going to actually go around here and I can actually go around and fly and pick up all this stuff without worrying about running out of hydrogen. Which does make me a happy camper. And, well, that's one thing I still do have to worry about is low energy. But I'm just going to briefly go around the surface of this asteroid to see if I can find some other minerals, because knowing there's cobalt on here is good news. I'm not seeing anything, though. Magnesium would be fantastic, but I don't think there is any. I did a pretty good search before, and I didn't see any magnesium on here, so we'll have to go to a different asteroid for that. I think this is pretty much going to be a building episode. We're going to probably also look at making a small ship, too. We have the resources to do so, so I think we are going to do that. I may want to extend our landing pad a little bit, but we'll see if it'll fit. The first ship that we're going to make is going to be it's going to be a combination exploration / mining ship. It's going to have an ore detector on it, between 2 and 4 mining drills. It's going to have a cargo container, and it's also going to have a defensive Gatling turret. It's going to be a small ship, though. It's not going to be a big one like this. So, yep, there's nothing left in here. Actually, I should take a look. Do I have anything in here? I don't think I've actually ever looked. Oh, that's where all my hydrogen bottles are. And, ooh, we actually have an enhanced grinder and welder, so I'm going to pick those up and drop off the slower ones. Because that'll just speed things up a little bit, and I'm not going to turn that down, that's for sure. So, we are going to drop this stuff off. Get some steel plates. I'm not sure how many we're going to need for this ship. Probably 500-ish. We're going to need some interior panels. Probably about 150 of those. Maybe, probably less, honestly. We're going to need probably all the computers. Displays. Motors. Some large steel tubes. Which that's about all we can carry, so that'll be good for now. Let me see. We are also going to want, because we're building our first ship, we're going to be needing a landing gear, and then we'll be able to start doing the rest of this stuff. So, we're going to have a landing gear, and then we're going to be able to get the drills and the cockpits. We're going to use the industrial cockpit. Well, first off, let's place this. We don't want a big ship, we want a small ship. Whoop. There we go. A small ship. I mean, I guess that'll do. We do want to build it right away. Actually, I need to first, go in here. Whoop. Character tools. Put these on my hotbar now. I don't have them there. And so we need some construction components as well. Okay. I knew I needed something like that. 17. That'll be at least enough to get this on. This should be locked in place. Good. Now, let's get our cockpit. And we're also going to want our reactors. Well, we'll hold off on the reactor for now. We'll get the light armor blocks. And we also need a large cargo container. There we go. Ooh, got some unknown signals. We've got a private sail over there. As soon as we get a ship up and running, we can actually take a look at some of that stuff. But right now, unfortunately, we do not. Actually, you know what? Might be... No, that'll be fine. Let's place this down right there. Actually, I'm gonna build this up a little bit because we're gonna need a little bit of working room underneath the ship, and I'll get rid of the landing gear and then rebuild it. This isn't actually going to be the landing gear for the ship. This is just to make sure the ship doesn't float away while we are working on it. All right, there we go. Put this there. Put that there. I'm gonna put some blocks here. Get rid of this one. Actually, if I do that, everything's going to float away, will it not? Yes, it will. So what I'm going to do is do that, and now we'll get our large cargo container. Put it there. And I think the rest of this will have to be done in a time-lapse sequence because it's going to take a while to get this done. So, enjoy! Alright, well, we are back, and our ship is completed. For the most part, we're going to get rid of that, but so here is our ship. We'll go for the grand tour. We have 4 mining drills, all of which are connected to a large cargo container, and we have a Gatling turret up top, which is also connected to the cargo container. We have 4 reactors, 3 of which are connected to the conveyor system, one of which is not. That one is just so we can manually load it if the rest of them run out of power. We have 2 gyroscopes, 2 small batteries, and an ore detector and an antenna. And it looks as though someone wants to play. I think I think they died. Yeah, we kind of sort of ran out of ammunition here, so we're going to give it everything we have, and hopefully we can find ourselves some magnesium. Hey, quit firing at this. This is pretty dead already, but you know what? Just to keep it from firing, but we did get some good stuff out of it. And I believe there's some uranium in here which we will use to power our own ship. If I can find it. That's the gyroscope. The uranium would be on the other side, which is over here. Here it is. Hopefully there's a decent amount in there. No, come back. Alright, well, any uranium will help, because right now I'm going to double check. I don't think we do have some uranium here. I will take that. And do we have any uranium in here? No. I'm going to drop off the rest of the unneeded components that I was using to build. Oh, one thing that we could use is some ammunition. We're going to grab 15 crates of ammunition for our Gatling turret, and we're going to actually start loading up our ship. We're going to put 5 in, well, actually 4.75. The rest we're going to load in, and as you can see, it's automatically loading into the Gatling turret and the reactors, but I'm going to put the rest of this in the other one. It looks like that is firing at something already, so I'm actually going to lower the range on it, because it's probably firing at something too far away, and it's not worth our effort, honestly. So let's take the Gatling turret and put the range to about 200 is a good, happy number. Or, there we go, 200. And one thing that I would like to do is I would like to set up some groups here for the thrusters. We're going to call it thrust and save that. And then what we can do is, well, number 1, our antenna can get turned on and off. Our ore detector can get toggled on and off. The Gatling turret also can be toggled on and off. And the thrusters, if for whatever reason, we can toggle them on and off. Perfect. And now that that's working, we're going to get rid of this little building support, because that's all this really is, was used to support the ship while building. And I believe 1 landing gear is going to be enough for what we need. We may add another one at some point in time, but right now 1 is more than adequate. And we're just going to put a little spar across here, and whoop, that's the way we want to rotate it. There we go. And then we'll just put the landing gear down as soon as we weld this up. And then we're going to be off to find some minerals, hopefully either water or magnesium. Ow. Water or magnesium would be the ideal things to find, because, well, right now we don't have any ammunition. So your landing gear is what we're looking for. We don't have any ammunition for our interior turrets, and we are out of magnesium, so we're going to want to we're going to want to find some magnesium so we can make some ammunition for it. Also, water. We definitely need some water. Yeah, our Gatling turrets have been going to town, as you can see by that guy over there. And eventually we're going to want to build a ship so that we can go raid the salvage station. But I think that's a little bit in the future. First we need to get our mining ship up and operational. Once we have a stable income of resources, then we can focus on taking out that salvage station, which is being a nuisance, to say the least. Alright. Let's go. Actually, no, before we go, there is one thing that I would like to do, and that is turn the antenna radius up on this so that we can go a little bit further away and not worry about losing where home base is. So let's turn the antenna radius up to 13 kilometers. Alright, still 15 hours of time left. Ooh, there's a business shipment really quite close. We might want to just go take a look at it. I mean, we'll poke our head nearby. If it doesn't shoot at us, we'll look at it. I don't think we're going to steal or hack it, because that might ruin our reputation with the company, but we can take a look. What's the worst that could happen? Alright. Make sure that I didn't miss anything. Got thrust on all sides. Alright. I'm going to turn my inertial dampeners off to save power. It looks like a decent-sized ship from 1.5 kilometers away. It looks pretty big. Is that one of these solar sails? It does look like it has solar panels on it. It's decent size. We'll just pop by and say hello, but I think we're going to still look at trying to find an asteroid. It looks like we might need some more reactors on board as we're peaking out our power. And when our cargo container's full of loots, it will certainly be harder to move. Yeah, it's pretty cool, but let's actually try to find a place where we can mine. Alright. Home base is here. Let's try to find an asteroid that might be nearby. Looking around. Nothing over there. The asteroids over there are kind of close. There's an asteroid over there as well. But I think we're just going to continue heading to that asteroid, as I think that's the closest one, as far as I can tell. Either that one is closer or this one is closer. But we will find out. And once we get to about 13 kilometers away and we still are not at it, then we're going to probably head back, because I don't want to lose sight of our base. Alright, well, there's another asteroid over there. I would really love to find some magnesium or something. Actually, while we are on our way over, we can look at the ore detector and turn the range up to the maximum. That would be useful. Alright, we're about 5 kilometers away, and we're getting pretty close, so I think this is definitely the asteroid we want to be at, because we're still within range. It would be nice to have a connector or a merge block or something on this ship so I could merge it with the station and recharge the batteries, and that way I could still run it off battery power, even if we didn't have uranium. Ooh, I see blue. Is that water, cobalt, or magnesium? I'm not sure. We are slowly slowing down. It looks maybe to be magnesium, which would be honestly
quite frankly, perfect. This is exactly what we need. If we can get this magnesium, we can start pumping out ammunition really quickly. Oh, actually, what I could use on this ship is a light. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I need to go in here, look at our drills, and make this a group. And then we will set up this so we can toggle it on and off. So let's get these drills going. It doesn't say what it is yet, so we must not be close enough. Ooh, that's magnesium. Perfect. That's exactly what we needed. And we don't want to fill up our cargo container too terribly much, as it's going to be really hard to move if we do. We'll probably get maybe 20,000. That ought to be good. Let's see, how much do we have in our inventory already? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. 30,000 already. Wow. This ship absolutely eats through. And you know what? It's actually not too sluggish with this much ore in it, which is surprising. I was honestly expecting it to be really quite sluggish with this much ore in it. And it's not too bad. This ship is working quite swimmingly, I might say. Alright, I think that's going to be enough for now. We're going to turn off our drills. Let's take a look at what we have. We have 66,000 magnesium ore. Our refinery is going to have fun with that one for quite some time. And I think we're going to head back to base. Yeah, you can tell how much slower this ship is accelerating. But that's fine. And you know what? I think I'm just going to meet you back. Alright, well, we have safely landed, so we are going to start grabbing some of this. It's going to take a while if we do it by hand, but we don't have the conveyor system set up quite yet. And it looks like we got the rest of that refined. Fantastic. And now that we're going to make some magnesium, this thing is going to be busy making magazines for our interior turrets to protect us. And we're getting some solar power now, which is good. I should put those on rotors so that they face the sun more frequently. But as it stands right now, they are not. Oh, I thought I was out of magazines, but I am not. I am so sorry about that. But that's okay. That's really good news. I'm actually just going to put all 18 in here, because this is the one that tends to fire at things. Alright. Now, all we need to do is find some water or ice and some uranium, platinum, silver, gold. I believe those are our missing resources right now. And it looks as though the magnesium is getting refined, and it's using up quite a bit of magnesium to make a small amount of actual magnesium powder. Yeah, judging by the looks of it. But that's okay, we got a bunch, so I'm not too worried. And we'll have to see what the next resource is that we need, but obviously basically anything that we find, with the exception of probably silicon, because I think we have a lot of that right now. We're gonna probably mine that. Actually, what do we have a lot of? We have a lot of iron, but we could always use more. Oh wow, I used up a great deal of our resources. I'm gonna have to go make some more, I think. And I'm gonna put the remaining uranium in here. We really need to get some cargo containers in there so I don't have to fly up to the ship all the time. but I think that's on my to-do list. Just making sure there's no reactor on board yet. I do not think so. However, there's usually good stuff inside the connectors. Yep. And it's all hitting the ground. But that's okay. And the steel is good because we can always use steel. Is that uranium? Please be uranium. It is uranium. Alright, we can always use that. You never know what you'll find out here. Always pays to check, especially when you find things like uranium. Alright, I'm getting distracted, so you know what? Let's put this all inside our refinery. Let's break that down, get this going, and let's try to make some useful things now. So let's go to production, and how many of these can we make? So we need nickel, too. We can actually make 200 magazines. Okay, perfect. We'll make as many as we can until we run out, and then we'll also go to the ship and grab just a couple more things that we can throw in the refinery. Yeah, we have a bunch of silicon. Not so concerned about that. At least silicon ore. Bunch of iron ore and nickel ore too. Alright, I'm going to grab some nickel and throw that in there too. I think it'll always pay to have a little bit of uranium spare in case we need it. So I'm not gonna put that on the ship just yet. And we will place this stuff in here. Perfect. And I'm assuming we'll probably run out of power eventually, but for now, it's just fine. And it's producing our magazines at a fast rate, which is fantastic. I'll place some of these in here. We'll just place them all in there. There we go. You know what? I think that'll be it for this episode. It was quite a productive one. We built our mining ship, and it is quite swanky. I will say that for certain. And it certainly does the job. Now all we need to do is get this base a little bit more automated so that we can have connectors and some cargo containers connecting everything, and so that we can connect our ship to it as well. That would be really nice. I'm thinking about putting it up here, maybe having some cargo containers here, moving these turrets a little bit, and then having the connector go out over here. But I think that will be something for another episode. So, thank you folks for watching. I will catch you folks next time.